Monday nights, but because of our tribute to Dr. Neil Simone in Stockton, we had to reschedule for tonight. And our guest tonight will be Miss Ayanda Sunshine, who's an educator and well as a singer. She's going to be speaking on honoring the legacy of Dr. Nina Simone, whose birthday was yesterday, and also her musical journey as well. So let's get on IG Live now. Okay. Miss Ayanda, are you there? Are you there? I can't see you. Miss Ayanda? Hey, Diva, what's up, my sister? Hey, Auntie Diva, all right. Anti-rejoin. Miss Ayanda, are you there?
Hi.
Hey, trying to get her on, Queen Diva. Ayana, are you there? I can't see you.
I'm having a little technical difficulty, so just give me a moment to make some adjustments.
There you go.
Okay?
I can see you. Hold on, she got some technical difficulties. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. So Yonda, she has some little technical difficulties. We're waiting. What's going on? Hopefully she get back on. Put another request. Okay, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Just having some technical difficulties. No, she got off, Queen. So I see what's going on. Trying to get her back on. Just waiting for her. Hey, Petey Brown Knock, how you doing? Thank you for being on. We're trying to get her back on. I'll wait. Okay, Queen. No problem. No problem. We're just waiting for Miss Sunshine to come on. Who's that? Miss Sunshine. Okay, well, there we go. All right.
Can you see me now?
Can you see Miss Sunshine?
Yes, I'm here.
I can't see you. There you go. All right. We're here. All right. Are you good? Are you in the click? You good? Are you good?
Yes, I was experiencing some technical difficulties, but I'm here now.
All right. All right. First of all, thank you for being on our music spotlight, which was originally for Monday, but because of our tribute to Dr. Nina Simone, we had to reschedule, which was a great event. I'll talk about that next week on my CEO Corner. But first of all, thank you for joining us tonight.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
The panel
Hey,
was tremendous,
Kwame.
and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's talk about your musical background as far as how you got started in your love for music.
Well, I got started at a very young age involved in music. And, for a lot of people, their backgrounds, it's always the church or musical family members. But for me, um, my father listened to a lot of music. He had a great collection, or still
Right.
has a great collection of vinyl,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves music. In fact, he used to be part of a doo-wop group, so I guess you know he does have
Oh,
a
yeah.
musical background.
What was the name of the group?
Um, it was I don't know the name of the group. It was in the Caribbean. Ironically, my family is from St. Vincent, and it
Okay.
was in the Caribbean. They were doing doo-wop in the Caribbean. So,
Wow.
that was very unique in of itself. And it was himself, his brother, and a cousin and a family friend. And they
That's
got pretty popular, but he ended up having responsibilities to his siblings, and they just went on with their lives. Um,
mm,
but my father always had a passion for music. And
right.
he would play his music. He, had his giant stereo system, and I would just sit, in the basement quietly and just listen to
Right.
music. And
Okay.
I wasn't allowed to touch anything. This is at 7. I wasn't allowed to touch
Yeah,
anything. But then
I know.
I heard a Nina Simone tune, and that was it. I was in love. She gripped me. I tried to mimic her songs. I would sneak down there and listen to a lot of her music. Carmen McRae, Sarah Vaughan.
Mm,
Uh,
right.
I would listen to Otis Redding, Sam and Dave. Aretha Franklin, and then a lot of pop tunes like Jody Watley, and
Right.
like a lot of reggae like Barrington Levy, Beres Hammond. All of those artists, soca music. It was all part of my growing up. But what really started me with that was like the first taste. One day I went to school, and I was singing that Nina Simone song with all my little 7-year-old heart. And my music teacher heard me. And he, then began like my real nurturing of talent. My teacher, Mr. Brandon, God, he's still, I believe he's still alive.
Right.
He taught me about jazz. He taught me Scott Joplin. He taught me things like
Right.
Pennies from Heaven and
Right.
Daddy, Won't You Please Come Home? And he taught me what standards were. He used to, Simon and Garfunkel, which I had never listened to before, a lot of other alternative and folk
Right.
music and things like that. And um, and stop me when you have another question for me, but this is really my teachers. I was very shy at that age. My
Right.
teachers nurtured me in music from grade school. My teacher, Mr. Brandon, knew that I would not be bold enough, or I was so shy that I would not continue to sing. So he spoke to my junior high school teacher to make sure that I was in the choir, and I didn't have to
Wow.
audition. Then my junior high school teacher made sure once I graduated, because I was too shy to audition for LaGuardia, that I was
Really?
I was told to audition LaGuardia. I was too shy. I was told to audition Manhattan School of Music. I was too shy, and I didn't.
Wow.
I went to the best school that I got into, which was Bronx Science, but they don't have music there really. So when they
What year?
found
Now,
out that I didn't,
what year was this that you were trying that you didn't want for LaGuardia? What year was this?
oh, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. This is high school, you know. But what really the important part, the takeaway is once my junior high school choir teacher found out that I never
Right.
auditioned for LaGuardia, he called
Mm.
me. He called my home and he said, "Look, there's an all-city choir. You need to go down there and you need to audition." I said, "I don't want to audition." He said, "Okay, just show up." I showed up and he introduced me to John Motley. He said, "You're in the choir, go sit down." And, John Motley was the conductor. He's a renowned conductor and
Right.
musician. And I was in that choir, and that really expanded my knowledge. He helped me
Good.
carry on through college. He was also the director of the music program at City Tech, not City Tech, I'm sorry,
Okay.
City University, which has a great, um, which has a great music program there, and he helped me, expand my area. They really, if it wasn't for them, I would not have pursued voice and singing. In the meanwhile, my
Wow.
parents did nurture my talent. They got me into piano lessons. I was into classical music. I studied opera and jazz
Right.
in college. So that was,
Wow.
that's my long story. That was my start.
Okay. Now, when did you start performing songs of Dr. Nina Simone? When did you start really actually performing on stage her songs?
Um, my first gig I did, I had scrapped together a little band,
Okay.
and I was really into jazz music. My first gig, which was in the Village, in at the time place, I think it was called the Baggett Inn. Now it's like a comedy club, I think. But at the
Okay.
time, it was like this bar lounge. They gave me a
Right.
booking because I was hosting like R&B showcases for BMI, BMI, the um, the uh, um, artist rights society. It's like BMI. They collect your royalties and monitor your. I was hosting a songwriter showcase, and I was able to scrap together a little band, and I went and did my little gig. I think I might have been in my teens. I definitely was in my teens or my early 20s, and I did a whole jazz set. I was really involved in the jazz world. Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I was singing. I was singing Nina Simone, I was singing Sarah Vaughan, a lot of Nina Simone, a lot of Sarah Vaughan, a lot of Carmen
Mm.
McRae, a lot of jazz
Yes.
standards. And I also studied on my own at the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music.
Wow.
I was really just, I was mentored by Tulevu Donna Cumberbatch, and she taught me a lot more. And I did my first showcase there as well. Like my first showcase, not my first gig, but my first showcase. I did
Wow.
a whole Nina set. It was just Nina, Nina, Nina. And
Wow.
some other jazz standards. Yeah.
Wow.
So my early teens,
That's
I would say.
wow. Now, what was it about Dr. Nina Simone that just really impacted your life? I mean, because you mentioned yesterday at the tribute that she was just an integral part of your life as far as musically speaking, and you mentioned that her life story, what she went through, it really uh, impacted you. So please speak on that.
It did. She, hearing her music at a very young age, even
Right.
at the age of 7, 8, when I first heard her, I was struck. What struck me about her was the emotion that poured out of her voice, how deeply emotional I was emotionally affected by her voice and by the words that she was singing.
Right.
And I wanted to, I don't know what angst, maybe I didn't get the cookies I wanted, or if I was shy and I wanted to break out of my shell, but I was feeling that pain and that anxiety, and it spoke to me. So I wanted to to convey that. And at that young age, I really was imitating her, because when you're that young, you're just imitating what you hear. But when I got older and in my teens, when I started to take music seriously, I looked to her as a source of inspiration on how to emote through a song. I'm not a perfect singer, neither is she, but she is extremely accomplished, and she whenever whatever she sings, you believe it because she sings it with her whole heart. She sings it wholeheartedly and doesn't hold back. And I wanted to be that kind of singer. Um, as well as her activism, and that spoke to me as well. I was always involved in community service from a young age as well because of my parents. I was a Girl
Right.
Scout. I was part of several community organizations, international organizations like Lions International. I was, heavy in school society, like Black Organization of Student Strength and West Indian Society and all of these things. I even was part of the Zulu Nation for a time, and would
Wow.
march
Okay.
and protest. And it's really because of listening to her and feeling what she feels and hearing the angst and seeing with my own eyes inequities, and injustices. I drew courage from her music to go out and activate myself and push myself forward, even, and come out of my shell. So she
Wow.
really influenced me in many areas. But I was also influenced by, I'm not just primarily a jazz vocalist. I was influenced by African Bambaataa, I was influenced by Sister Soldier. When I was in high
Right.
school, when I was in high school and I was doing a lot of the protesting and, skipping school to go, march in Harlem and go protest here in secret. Sister Soldier, she would be there. She would speak to people in my school. She would speak to the Black students in the school, and she would, she
Yes.
even one time gave me a
I
ride to
met her.
school.
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
was
I
like,
met
"You
her.
skipped
Yeah.
high school. You need to get your butt to school."
Right.
She was also a source of inspiration. People like Carmen McRae, who's another jazz vocalist. If you listen to her
Yes.
music, she has a very
Yes.
bold,
Love her.
upfront, in your
Yes.
face way of singing, like, I don't take no mess. Like,
Right.
I am who I am. And she's underrated. A lot of people
He is.
don't know who she is, but
No.
she's got it. She's very assertive with the way that she sings, very,
Yes,
body.
she was. Yes, she was.
A lot of
Wow.
Queen Latifah. I worship Queen Latifah, Moni Love, all of those hip hop artists. This is the days of hip hop, so I was into all of it. The Tribe Called Quest, and just unapologetically Black stories that were more uplifting. I wasn't really into the gangster rapping. It was more the storytelling, vibing, positive Black imagery. The people that grew up in a way that I related to. A lot of New York rappers were the ones that I related to.
Right. Now let's talk about your musical tribute to Dr. Nina Simone called Love, Pain, and Activism. Please speak about how that
Mhm.
came about. And, please, I really want to know about, what made you put this together. What was it about Dr. Nina Simone that you decided to do a tribute to her?
Well, I can't take credit for having put it together. And it really came about quite organically.
Okay.
Really, what it was is that sometimes, you manifest things, you speak things to power, you speak things into existence. I was
Yes.
having a conversation with Pastor Sonja Lee Freeman, aka Queen Diva, and we were
My
just speaking
CEO.
about music. We were talking about music. We were talking about tributes. We were talking about shows. She produced a wonderful off-Broadway show dedicated to Phyllis Hyman. And we were
Yes.
discussing those things and possibilities for other things. And she mentioned Nina Simone. I was like, oh, I got very excited. and outpoured all of this passion, all of these things that I never expressed about Nina Simone, that I really loved her and how she affected my life. And it was just kismet. It just came together, that I was the one. I didn't know that she hadn't found the person that she wanted for the show. She didn't know that I had such a passion for her music, and for jazz music, because we know each other through the R&B soul music scene.
Right.
That's, but I studied jazz extensively. I sang jazz exclusively for many, many years. So it just came together. I came up with a playlist, and I just agreed. She asked me if I would be interested, and of course, I am. I absolutely am. And I'm working now to really fine tune a tribute to her music and pick and choose, because her catalog is ridiculous. Her catalog is
Yes, it is.
tremendous. Yeah,
Extensive. Yes.
and
Wow.
she has so many impactful songs. It really will be hard to choose, something that can fit into, a set.
Yes, we're looking forward to presenting that through the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society. We're looking
Yes.
forward to, we're looking forward to bringing that to the people, because let
Uh-huh.
me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this woman said last night she sang at the tribute to Japanese Simone and blew everybody away. I'm not kidding. Everyone was
Oh,
like,
thank you.
wow. So she ain't no joke. I'm telling you, she's no joke. I think it's really going to be a great tribute to Dr. Simone, and we're honored to be a part to present that. Really, really are.
Yeah. I just want
Um,
to say what's good, Liquid Flow Inc. I see you saying what's good, my people. We saying what's good
yes,
back.
yes, you weighed that. Yes, Liquid Flow. Who else is on here? Let's get some more. Liquid Flow. Thank you. What's
Hey,
good? What's good?
what's
We
up,
good.
Chef?
Liquid. What's
Brooklyn
up,
Rock.
Chef? Hey,
What's up,
we thank
Chef? How
you
are
for
you
being
doing?
on. Yes,
Thanks for
thank you for
joining
being
me.
on, everybody. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this tribute show. This is my
Yeah.
first time doing something like this, and I absolutely am dedicated to, high excellence in music, and across all genres, because, I've studied classical. Hey,
Right.
I've studied classical, I've studied jazz, R&B, I love hip hop, I love, but to focus in on one genre and really make it, a dedication to someone that I admire is really a great opportunity.
Now, speak, because you're an educator as well, so please speak about that.
I am not an educator. I am an administrator.
Okay,
Okay.
you're a administrator. Okay.
I work, right. I'm an administrator. The education that I give is more like, let me tell you about yourself. But no, no, but seriously, I work at NYU for Tisch School of
Right.
the Arts. Not many people know this about me. This is, my day to day, I love working with artists. And I consider myself a facilitator. I really, oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the seminar. I enjoyed it too. It was amazing.
That's
It
the
was such
University
an
of AJ.
organic and
Yes. Thank
amazing experience. Yeah.
Yes, we thank you.
Um,
So
I'm
continue,
an
please.
administrator, and I carry. However, I do carry my art. In working with artists, I'm able to carry my art into the workplace. I work with playwrights, screenwriters, and
Okay.
episodic, which is TV writers. A
Okay.
lot of times, I've been hired to do, composition, music by some of my colleagues there, and they're always supportive of the endeavors that I have as I am of theirs. Um, but I consider myself within the workplace a facilitator. I take great pride, and part of that is serving community in assisting people with their college journey. I handle everything from social media marketing, website upkeep, supervising workers, events within the department. I also am an ambassador within the department for what's called an idea
Okay.
council, which is Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility Council. I'm one of the leaders in that council, as well as a global NYU ambassador for their inclusion and diversity initiatives. So I take what
Now,
I do, I bring myself, my activism, into everything I do. I bring my music into everything I do. We're having commencement. My song is playing for commencement. We're having events. They need playlists. My songs are in the playlist. These writers, it's a very collaborative environment. We're all artists at the end of the day, and
okay.
we all support each other. So it's really a great place to work where I can play to both sides of my nature, the part of me that loves to organize and advocate, the part of me that loves music and art. It's all combined in this one job.
Wow. Now, you were speaking about you working with global organizations. That's a great thing. How did you get
It's
involved with
not a
the?
global, well, NYU, I'm sorry, what was the question? I didn't mean to overtalk you.
No, you were speaking about an organization that is diverse and a global organization. You were speaking on through NYU, and you're an ambassador. How did that come about?
Well, Well, it's actually a global initiative. So NYU, New York University, for those who don't know, NYU is New York University. New York University has schools all over the globe. They have schools in Abu Dhabi, Shanghai, Spain, UK. I mean, everywhere. It's not just in New York City, right?
Right.
And what they're they're dedicating themselves to seriously undertake in inclusivity, diversity, equity, address those issues, accessibility within the school as a whole, globally, meaning all of their schools, not just the main campus, not just this one school that may have an issue or this one school that, is already, they're addressing the needs of an international student body, right? So right before, I think it was in we were still in the middle of the pandemic, and I was working from home, so it must have been around right before the semester started, like maybe August or September. They kind of tentatively sent out applications to apply to be an ambassador for this initiative that they were. It came from the Office of Inclusion for NYU. And after speaking to my deans, immediately I knew I wanted to be a part of it. It was something that I was passionate about. Tisch is notoriously expensive, and it is very difficult to afford to go to the school, whether you're a grad student or an undergrad. So immediately I wanted to be a part of that. So I just applied. I wrote a very passionate letter. I explained who I am, what I do, what my background is as far as advocacy and arts and the things that I do within the department, because being able to handle IT, tech, marketing. I'm a social media ambassador as well. I handle all the social media and web upkeep. I even built a website for the alumni for NYU for
Okay.
my department. So
Wow.
I applied, and really I heard nothing for many, many months. Nothing, and
Mm.
just like that, I was selected, and I was very excited, because this is a school that has hundreds of thousands of students, staff, and faculty across the globe, and I'm one of about 200 people that were selected for this initiative. So I take it very seriously. And because of
Wow.
that, I was able to be appointed to a faculty-only council within our department that was created specifically to address those issues of inclusivity, diversity, equity, and accessibility within the department.
Wow. Now,
Yeah,
how would you now? Are you going to incorporate arts with these organizations?
absolutely. Absolutely. This is I'm an artist. I'm working with artists. This is a department. We're in the School of the Arts. Art and music and culture and all of that is coming into all of what we're doing. It has to
Okay.
be centered around the art. It has to be centered. It has to be. You know, some students will say, feel that they don't want to see things like they want to see more diversity within the materials in the classrooms. They don't want to feel like the same way I felt. I don't want to be pressured to sing and write trauma songs. They don't want to write trauma plays or trauma movies. They want to move into a place of empowerment. And they want to be seen in spaces where maybe they may be the only person of whatever, because it could be only person with a disability, or it could be a person
Right.
of a certain nationality or religion. They
Right.
want to feel that they have a safe space to explore their art without being scrutinized in a negative, closed-minded way. And that's the job. I want that as an artist for myself. So I'm
Right.
dedicated to providing that, and bringing art into the thought is there in everything that we do. So it gives me an outlet for my advocacy. So I'm excited about it. You know.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Now, last night, we're doing in honor of Dr. Nina Simone, but yes, it was her birthday, and
Mhm.
you, I know you sang so many of her songs, but what songs that what are your favorite songs by Dr. Nina Simone that really stand out for you, that really relates to you and your life? Which songs of hers really, stands out for you?
Well, of course, the first song, which is the song that I sang last night, the first song I ever tried to sing, that was Willow Weep for me. It wasn't written by Nina Simone, but it was a song that she covered, and it moves me to this day. And everyone loves Mississippi Goddamn. That's the song that I listen to when I want to get reared up, when I want to get fired up, when I don't have the words for something that I may have seen or witnessed. you know, um, the haunting version of Strange Fruit. And
Mm.
I love her version of Here Comes the Sun. She covered,
Right.
I believe, Harrison's Here Comes the Sun. It is
Mm.
pitchy. It is, not a perfect representation. Hold on for just a second. Um, it's not a perfect vocal. It's a little pitchy. It's a little everything, but it's perfect. The emotion is so sincere, and it's so unique and so authentically her that it moves me every time I hear it. She sounds so vulnerable and tender. I aspire to be able to not be a perfectionist in that way, and just sing from the soul, and just not think about how it comes out. That's what those songs, that means to me. I mean, you could go on and on and on about some of the songs that, I mean, I could go down the list. Yeah, but those are the
Wow.
ones. Those are the first ones that come to mind.
Wow. That's good. Yeah, my Young Gifted and Black for me, that's a great song by her.
Yeah,
Even Mr. Bojangles, that's a great song by her as well, Mr.
she did
Bojangles.
a great job.
You know, even
Right.
yeah, and
And
of course I put stuff.
Baltimore, I love Baltimore because to me it sounded kind of Caribbean. Had that rhythmic, I'm a sucker for a good rhythm section. Oh,
Right.
and My Baby Just
Yeah.
Cares for Me. I can't believe I left that out. That piano is, and with My Baby Just Cares for Me, it's not so much the actual song itself, it's the piano solo in the middle of the song that gets it at dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
boom, boom. That whole solo, that whole section, oh, it carries me
Wow.
every single time. If you have not listened to My Baby Just Cares for Me, Nina Simone, that piano solo,
It's a great song. Yeah, listen to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Now, when you perform, do you have your own band when you perform her songs?
yeah. I mean, you there's certain songs that you just cannot. You can't sit there with a track for Nina Simone.
No,
You
no.
can't do that. No. Mm-mm. Yeah, you have to come through with the musicians, and not just any musicians. Yes, is the short answer. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Wow. That's great.
I've been blessed enough to have and fortunate to have worked with some really, really talented, really great musicians. And yeah, over the pandemic, I did a music series with some friends of mine called Backyard Soul Session, and we did it with musicians. Some things you just have to do live. Nina Simone's one of those people. If you're gonna do a jazz set, not just Nina Simone, but if you're going to do a jazz set, you have to bring the heat with the musicians. You're only going to be as good as the
Mm.
musicians, you know, when you're singing her music. You just have to.
Now, when you're on stage with your band, do you really like, because you have some artists that when they're on stage and their band is really cooking, they really get into the music with the band, they really get
Oh
into it.
yeah.
Are you that type of artist?
Hmm. Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm active on stage. I'll get into it. I'll be dancing, rump shaking. I might twerk a little bit. I might sway, swing, and I lead my band. I'm not one of those people that'll just let them let. I like to. I think of myself as one of the instruments. We all have to gel.
Right,
We all have to make magic together. And
right,
if it's my set, then I'm the band leader. You know what I
right,
mean? I'm gonna
right.
give I'm not gonna leave them hanging because then I'm letting them down, and they're not gonna leave me hanging because then they'll be letting me down. We all have to connect and gel and work together to make sure that the sound is right. And if you really get the right people together, it's just like that. You give a little nod, you give a little point, they'll know when to hit. You count them in, you count the rhythm out, and you just set it on fire.
Wow, wow. When was your last or your latest performance with your band? Performing. What was the latest thing you have done as
It
far
was
as
it
performing?
was a music series with Jack Backyard Soul Session. It was myself, another talented artist, Exanda, and another singer, Sugary. We did
Okay,
a trio, drum, bass, and guitar, and we did a series of original works and some covers because I'm also a songwriter. So, and my writing partner, Exanda, we've written hundreds of songs together and separately. And we just decided during the pandemic to just provide some relief and entertainment, as many people did. And we just did we did a live show from a backyard, full band set,
wow.
and we just did all the songs that we've written that we never published, and then some favorite covers of artists that we admire, and it was a great
Okay,
experience.
wow. Okay. You said you've written hundreds of songs?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. You
Yeah,
and your partner. Wow,
together
that's
and
great.
separately we have enough for several albums. Yeah, we've written a lot of songs. And
Well, we
with
definitely
songwriting, you might write 10 songs and maybe one or two are good and are any good. But you always keep them. You keep them because you never know when you'll be inspired. Once I had this one song that I literally sat on and I couldn't finish for about 10 years. And one day I
mm,
looked at it. I had a piece of music. I had some music that I was working with a producer, and I just was thinking about it, and I came across the song. I was like, boom, finished the song, wrote it, recorded. It was great, perfect. Couldn't,
wow.
up until if I had thrown it away or said this is crap, it's not working. I'm not gonna, you just keep them because you never know.
You never
I
know.
mean,
I know. I understand. I have a book of lyrics that I've written since I was little. Stacks. So I understand. I know
right.
what you mean. Wow. Yeah, so wow, that's amazing. A
Yeah,
backyard performance. Wow,
yeah.
that's great. What are you now? We know we working on the Nina Simone tribute, but are you doing any other performances with your band coming up?
No, I mean, with the pandemic, it's really hard to book bands, and I'm a little, not ready to go out and perform it, but I've been recording. So I
Okay,
actually am just about finished recording an EP, which will be releasing soon. We're in the mixing and mastering stage. So for folks who don't really know what that is, it's like after you record the vocals, you just fine tune the instrumentation and, make sure that everything is balanced and, it sounds the way it, sonically pleasing to the ear, the way you want it to before you put it out. So where I'm in that phase, and
okay,
it should be ready to
um,
go soon. And I'm very excited about
okay.
it.
Well, how
Yeah.
many songs? How many songs?
Five. So it's an EP, so it's 5 songs.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is
I
all
don't have a
original
release
music.
date yet. I don't have a release date yet. We're still working on a marketing plan. This is a project co-produced by myself and another gentleman, Bill from Grand Studio 9D. He's a tremendous producer, amazing creative, very supportive, very talented, and we work so well together. I'm very proud of the stuff that we've done together. And then I have some songs that I've produced myself, but I love collaborating. I love collaborating more than just doing things on my own. Yeah. So it's going to be great.
Wow, that's great. Do you have a title for the EP?
Pardon?
Do you have a title for it?
Not yet. Not yet. I don't have a title for it. I don't.
Okay.
I have to wait until the way I usually come up with a title is I wait till the project is done and I think about where I am in my life and the songs that I have and and then work from there.
Great. Well, once it's out, let us know. 'Cause we'll support you definitely. Once it's we definitely want to we want to definitely support our artists who are coming who are coming up. We that's what we're all about,
Absolutely.
preserving the culture of Black music. So we definitely want to support you, Miss Ayanda Sunshine. Please let everyone know why it is so important to preserve Black music.
I mean, we are the creators, the originators, you know. Everything, I've done so much research on Black music and our culture is important. It's important to art. We are the foundation of polyrhythms. We've invented instruments, we've invented whole styles of music. I mean, that shouldn't even be a question as to why it's important. It's just a statement. It is important to preserve Black music. There are very
Yeah,
few genres that you can name that didn't start with our people.
that's right.
You know,
That's right.
very few,
That's
very few
very few.
genres.
That's right. That's right. That's so
It's just a
true.
statement.
Um,
It is important to preserve Black music. You know,
yes.
if you don't preserve what came before, then you're really not going to move forward and you're not going to progress.
True words. True words. Yes, indeed. Miss Ayana, please speak about as far as what the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society is doing as far as our part in preserving the culture of Black music and your views on what we're doing on as far as the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society.
Well, I mean, absolutely, this is a great thing. I've never heard of a society dedicated to preserving our music in this way in our culture. So I'm proud of the work. The panel that happened yesterday was tremendous. It was very important, and it really brought to light the love that people have for Nina Simone and the impact that she had in New Jersey, where she got her start, and of course
Right.
globally. And it really brought to light that there's a need to give her flowers and to honor her, that people really are still affected by her music. When you think of artists um, like Mary J. Blige. When you think of artists like her, you think of artists like storytellers like Alicia Keys. You know, you think of Sankofa.org. You think of
Yes.
Tony Blackman, people who either honor the emote tremendously through their works, or incorporate activism into their music. That is a legacy that and a foundation that artists like Nina Simone and artists like her laid down. It's the basis of hip hop. Hip hop, originally or it still is very much a form of emoting and telling the story of where you came from and the pain that you have been through. Nina Simone laid a lot of those foundations as well. Like, she's just an inspiration for so many people. Jay-Z, Kanye West, you can hear her influence and her music everywhere. And the fact that brought that to light is a tremendous thing. And that you will continue to do that for other artists that deserve that may have been forgotten otherwise is huge.
Thank
It's
you.
huge. So you're doing great work.
Thank you. That's what we're all about: preserving the culture of Black music, uh, honoring those who just who contribute to Black music culture. Miss Ayanda, please,
That's right.
why should people donate to the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society?
For the same reasons I just stated. If unfortunately, nothing in life is free. you know, except for just being yourself. It's always free to be yourself. But yeah, in order to preserve music, in order to spread knowledge, and create these panels, these tributes, to host radio stations. It takes money, So if this is something that you truly love, that you truly want to see preserved, and you truly want to see move forward, if the contributions that they're making to our culture, that you want to see that continue, then yeah, come up off them dollars. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Please let everyone know where they can reach you on social media, and anything you got coming up, please share.
Right. So, I have the EP coming up, and also the Nina Simone tribute. You can find me at Ayanda Sunshine. That's all of my social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and my website is Ayanda Sunshine, spelled Ayanda Sunshine. Ayanda Sunshine. Yes.
All right. And the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society is a nonprofit organization. You can make donations. Our Cash App is $RBPS18, and our PayPal is paypal.me/RBPS18. Miss Ayanda Sunshine, we want to thank you for being on our Music Spotlight. We really enjoyed
Thank
your
you for having
conversation.
me.
It was a great conversation, a great more understanding of Dr. Nina Simone and sharing your musical journey. We wish you nothing but success. We're definitely going to get this going with the Nina Simone tribute that you're going to be starring in, presented by the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society and produced by my COO, Queen Diva. So that's going to be great. People look out for that. And again, we want to thank you for being on. We appreciate you and we salute you.
Thank you.
All right. And this is Perry Thompson, President CEO of Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society, for another Music Spotlight. We wish everyone peace and love, and good night. Peace.
Night.